we're going to roll right into some amazing training from Dr. Bob. So it's my pleasure to introduce to you our next speaker. And okay, so you've already heard his name being thrown around earlier, with Kim Hui, with people who started this. So Samson is one of the most amazing leaders we have in the company. Definitely a multi-seven-figure earner, for sure, right, in this industry. But more than that, he's just a really amazing friend, mentor, and he really what it epitomizes what we call servant leadership, right? You'd be surprised that where he's at right now. He's always at the events, always like helping, always like teaching. So it's my pleasure and honor to introduce to you Samson Lee.
Thank you, Nimber. Thank you so much. Please give Nimber a big hand. Wow, I got so excited today. First of all, it's my honor to be here. I just got back from 12-day trip from Asia, went to 3 countries and drove up here. The first time I actually drove with my wife and toddler up, but they're not here, they're at the hotel. So, or going to aquarium by now. But I was it's just like Lance and Tracy, my dream is to, give the kids a different kind of lifestyle, different values as, I have gone through the ups and downs in life and found my purpose in this industry. So, yeah, it's great to see everybody here. And actually, I was telling Lance a little bit earlier when we're outside, we've had a few meetings before in the Bay Area, but a lot of people were just looking. But I think today we have some serious people here. Yeah. Right? Okay. So, so today, I had prepared a big PowerPoint, but I'm not going to do it. Because sometimes, because you got to kind of go with the flow and go with the audience and to figure out what's most beneficial. So my part is, pretty much, I don't know how many of you are interested in doing the business. Anybody want to make some money? Just check in. Okay. All right. So I'm going to talk about that. Just briefly before I start, some of you maybe first time seeing me, just a real brief background. Many years ago, I was born in Hong Kong. 8 years old, I came to the States. Actually, the first place I came to the US is Daly City. Yeah, and the first show I saw on TV was Mickey Mouse Club. That's what it was. So that was my first exposure to America. And then, the Golden Gate Bridge. So, and then a year later, we moved to Melbury, and we were there for 3 years. And then after that, we went down to Southern California, where my mom's parents were. So I grew up mainly in Southern California. But 48 years now being in the U.S., I'm very American. I didn't realize me and you were about the same age. We are the same age, right? So, but go through the ups and downs in life. I always, maybe when I was young, I was a little too dumb and too ignorant. I thought, I don't want a job. I just want to do my own thing. And maybe that was part of my growing up. I'm one of those I had those rare parents, Chinese parents, that never pressured me into anything. So I had that freedom. Right? Maybe also because I was the oldest. But having gone through, I got into real estate when I was 19. I did mortgages and sales. After I graduated with my BS degree in business administration, Bachelor of Science, for those of you who don't know, right? I did real estate. I got my broker license right away. Had a real estate office with about 10 people, small office. And then 1995, a friend of mine asked me to get to the furniture business. Does anybody had a friend that asked you to get into the furniture business? Just checking. You never know. Okay. But I thought, how hard can it be, right? Buy wholesale, sell retail. Does it sound hard? No. No, right? But it is hard, actually. I forgot there's overheads and all that, and taxes, and we're in California, and then also the economy. I forgot about that. That happens in real estate, but it drastically happens to retail, especially furniture, right? So I end up losing everything in 2004. Literally, 36 years old, I think about that time, moved back with my dad. So I was like, what am I going to do? But one thing, maybe I have too much serotonin and DHEA, all that dopamine, right? So I'm always very positive. People say about, oh, you're gonna have positive thinking, right? Well, I think at that time I was a little numb from losing everything. But my dad said, you know what? Even though you might owe some money, you cannot get blood out of stone. Oh, well, that makes sense, right? So my question to myself was, well, if money can solve my problem, what do I need to do? Go make some money. That's it. Sometimes it's just like that, right? So, and over the years, I've learned and opened my mind to, different ways to think. And maybe I think one way to get ahead in life is to have different perspective about life. How many of you agree with me on that, right? By having different perspective, we can have different thinking and derive at different conclusion. One of the most, one of the most influential men that I have met personally is Jack Canfield. Any of you know that book, Chicken Soup for the Soul? Yes. Right? So one of the co-authors, so he and Mark Hansen, right? So I met Jack Canfield face to face at his at a retreat at his home in Santa Barbara, and one of the most impactful things that he's known for actually is not the Chicken Soup for the Soul, but rather a book called Success Principles. If you're an entrepreneur, I highly recommend that book to every single one of you. Because it just has, the very simple principles that we all have maybe heard of, but then it's written up in, in black and white, so you actually read it. So one of the things he said is E plus R equals O. Have you heard that before, anybody? E plus R equals O. So E is event. Things happen. Happens every day, right? Plus R, reaction. Your reaction equals the outcome. I said, wow. So it says a lot, math, the equal sign, things can be happening on both ends, right? So, but you actually can control your outcome by your own reaction to it. So, a lot of people over the years, I've seen, I've been in the industry for 20 years. And that was a time when I was searching and after the furniture business, I became an auctioneer, right? You need some fundraising, you need somebody to talk fast. But one, what do you mean, one, two, what do you do, three, what do you do, three, what do you do, three, four, what do you do, four, five, that's me, okay? So I've done that. But that was the time I had time. Because as an auctioneer, I maybe once a week, 3 times a week, I work and I had time. And, I got into the industry through just an introduction. And at that time, I met my very good friend, Kim Hui, who is, the top distributor in the company. But I met her 20 years ago. And she's like me, similar background. You heard talk about her a little bit. But she's like one of the sharpest people I know. And at the same time, sometimes in business, you need people, it's about the money, but she has a really big heart. I've seen her help a lot of people. And I know, having gotten to know her, that actually that's what one of the probably 50% of what drives her is just taking care of people and making sure the opportunity is good. And that makes a good leader too. Because you want somebody like who will fight for you, right? Mm-hmm. And that's who she is. And she's an ultimate fighter, let me tell you. So I was lucky, and in 2009, she called me, say, hey, we're going to start a new platform. That's where I met Lance and Tracy. But in 2009, we started that, and I had never made much money in the industry, just very little and more like watching. Anybody like to watch, right? But don't watch too long because it's going to happen. You're going to go, it went right past me. So I went at it. I went at it hard in 2009, and over the years, not multiple 7, multiple 8 figures. Okay, so it changed my life. It changed my life completely. Sometimes, I know we probably have some friends who have done other platforms, but let me tell you, I did the same way, just one person at a time. And over 13 years, more than 1 million people in my group. But it wasn't me. It wasn't me. Okay, it was me with a few people, and then all of a sudden, just spreading all over the world. People know people know people. That's how it is. And it's a huge blessing, and my business went to 150 countries from Los Angeles. Yeah, that's it. But it wasn't me. Again, it was, you go build local, go global. And that's how I met some of you, like Mary Tay. Mary Tay know me, from actually quite many years now. And of course, I met Sally many years ago too, in the first platform where I met Kim. I mean, there are a few people who I've known over the years, but this business, what I find, if you want to be successful here or in this industry, is to keep an open mind. It's the most important. Because sometimes I meet people, I think, how are they going to make it? Right? They cannot even talk. I met somebody who even stuttered, and that person ended up making thousands of dollars. So I'm like, okay, how did he do it? How many would like to know? Okay, so, huh?
Follow the system.
Follow the system. That's right. That's right. What is the system? But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and where the pen. Oh, thank you so much. Here we are. Maybe the thicker one. Is it a dark one? Oh, that's a highlighter. Okay, great. I'm just going to use this. So maybe what I'm going to do is first a marketing system, which is the compensation plan. How many would like to know what that is? In a way, let's say from my perspective, okay? And I talked to Mila yesterday, I explained it to her. You guys still got the paper, right? Right. So, here's the thing. What I realized that when I was not making money was that I did not look at the business like my friend Kim. She's been to the very top of many companies. So how somebody who's from that perspective looking down or looking at the business is completely different than probably every one of us here, including me. Okay? That's the truth, because she's been there. Once you've been there, you know where you've been, you know what worked, you know what didn't work, you know what is possible, you know what some of the issues are. So her perspective would be different than all of us, right? Would you agree?
Yeah.
Okay. And that's important. And many years ago, I came to the conclusion, for myself, I said, if I know 10% of what Kim knows, maybe I can make 10% of what she makes. So logical, right? I used to be so left brain. Okay, so today I'm going to show you briefly the compensation plan in a way that I look at it. I'm making money at it, okay? So it's very simple. The 3 compensation plan to start the business is $30, right? So you get your back office. That's the office, if you have an Amazon account, it has all that stuff there. So this back office is very robust. If your group goes around the world, you can see every single sale in the world in your group, including what they order and how much they spend. Is that good?
Yeah.
And probably has a timestamp on there too. Okay? So it's very robust. So it has many reports help you run your business. Second, you get a replicated website. Okay, so that's the website where you can go retail on. All right, so if somebody asks for information, you can send them the website. Has all the company information, the videos with Dr. Dan. How many of you have seen the website? Okay, how many use the website? Yeah, right? It's just, it encompasses a lot, A lot of people don't know, just real quick. Dr. Dan, we talk about the products today and all the clinical study. I just want to make this point. Is that, Dr. Dan's actually, in my 20 years career in the industry, is the first scientist that heavily documented all the products, including the clinical study. I mean, heavily. And one of the reasons is when you read his resume, he used to be a professor at BYU, Hawaii. So, academia, they have a very high standard, right? So if we go to the back office, and if you don't know already, if you print out every single paper or dossier or clinical report on the product, it's going to be like a book. So, and plus certification, some of the, we go OEM, contract manufacturing in Utah and Texas, all main US. One of the company is a multi-billion-dollar company, very robust. So, we have a chance to really build a global and legacy business with Dr. Dan. And because he's only 45, 46, I'm thinking we got another 20 years on Dr. Dan. Okay. But he's a great part of 3. So the website has all the videos. By the way, it's in English and in many other languages. All right. In terms of the videos, Dr. Dan has an English one, and it has subtitles in a lot of the other videos. Now, some of the markets is not very mature yet, so we might not have as much. We're still a very new company. I would say we're literally still a startup, but already the infrastructure is being built. So we have office in Utah, Hong Kong, Jakarta, we are opening office next month in Taiwan, and then in July we'll have a grand opening in Taiwan and Malaysia with the office. We're just starting. Singapore, we have a distribution center already, and we're starting to grow, right? So for $30, you get the back office replicated website. You buy the product at wholesale. Now, would you like to buy the product at retail wholesale? Wholesale, right? That's why we go to where? Costco, right? Okay. Costco is similar. It's like you pay a membership, right? And you go eat the $1.50 hot dog. Okay. No, wait. Well, let me tell you the trick. You don't need to spend money with food. You just go to Costco every day. Sample. I've been there. Okay. $50 eat for free the whole year. Okay. But anyway, so for $30, you get all that. That's just once a year. If you think about it, you cannot even start any business with $30. If you host your website, you spend more than $30 a year hosting it. If you want to build a website, even if you do your own, it costs you more than $30. So this is it's nothing. It's nothing. So first way to make money, very simple. Retail profit, right? We all know buy wholesale, sell retail. So anybody who goes to the website to buy from you, they can, because you get your own website. The company gives you the website. So when they order the product, they click checkout, they pay. What happened? You get paid right away. How much you get paid? 25% of the retail price. Is that good? It's really good. I did not pay 25% commission in my furniture business, okay, to the salespeople, okay? 6% or 4%, but 25% is good. And the best thing is, you don't even have to have the product in your hand. And you don't have to ship it. The company does it for you. It drop ship for you in all those 15 markets. Is that easy? Yeah, because during Christmas, you don't want to be at the post office trying to ship stuff. Nowadays, I have a mailbox at the UPS store, right? So every time we go get my mail, I see tons of people with packages going there. They're doing Amazon. They're doing eBay. That's what they're doing. They have to invest in a lot of inventory, probably in the garage, right? We don't do that here. Is that good? Yeah, you just buy whatever product you need for yourself. Now, I do recommend a little bit extra so that when somebody decides, let's say you talk to your neighbor and they say, hey, you know what? It sounds interesting. I'm going to get started. So then the first question they're going to ask you, like Mila asked, Kathy was where did I get my product? Right? And then Kathy said what? 5 days, right? Now, if you were a good neighbor, what you do is, you know what? I have some extra product. I'll let you borrow first. When you get yours, you give it back to me. Is that good? Yeah, because sometimes if people wait for 5 days, they're like, they got busy with the kids, they got busy with this, you couldn't even get them on the phone. Buyers, right? Or whatever it is, right? So, but if I believe in today's high-tech world, the way to build the best business is to have high touch. High touch means really take care of your people. Yeah? Okay? So that's one way. So retail profit, you make 25%. Second way, Nilbert mentioned earlier, the introductory bonus, we called it product introduction bonus or PID. Okay? So you saw the different packages, right? So they go from anywhere from $200, okay? The next one is $600. Next one is $1,360. The next one is $2,800. Okay, so when somebody buys these packages, and Nilbert did a great job. Anywhere from 5 to 30% discount. Is that a good deal? Below wholesale. It's below wholesale. I would never go to my mom to tell her to get an account and sell her retail. That's bad karma. Okay, don't make money on your mom. Okay, so my dad has that account too. Don't make money on your dad either. Okay, so when you refer a friend and they can buy cheaper than you, anywhere from 5 to 30% discount for their first order, you will actually get a bonus from the company, anywhere from $25, $100, okay, $245, to $350 for the bigger package. Okay, now is that simple? It's simple, right? Now you get that one time. But also what you get though is you get a credit for the sale in terms of we call CV or sales volume, commissionable sales volume. Now, many years ago, I got into the industry. Why do you have the CV thing, right? It's actually the dollar that the company calculates commission on. But at the same time, we call those like, in a way, points. Why points? You know why? Well, if you think about it, we're in the US, we transact in US dollar. In Hong Kong, it's Hong Kong dollar. It's Taiwan dollar. You try to convert all those currencies. So instead, we just call those CV or points. Is that simple?
Yeah.
It's simple, right? When you assign points to a product, okay? So for the first package is 100 CV. The second is 300. Next is 400 plus 60 times 3. Next one, it's 740 plus 60 times 11. Okay? So when you, for example, what are those other two? Well, traditionally, you can participate in all the ways to make money or just one or two ways. It's up to you. Okay. Now, how many would like to participate in all the ways to make money? Yeah, that's what I would do. Okay. When the company puts money on the table, you take all of it, right? Or else, you know what happens to that money? It goes back to the company. Okay. Daniel Piku gets it in his pocket. Okay. So what the company asks is if you want to participate in like the team income and bigger, if you can buy just like maybe $100 a month of product. So that's simple. Like one box of Eternal at $110, you qualify for that month. Is that simple? Now, if you don't, there's no requirement, quote unquote, to buy. You don't have to buy it. But if you want to participate, you make the choice. Okay. So some people like me, I use a lot of product. I use a lot of Revive. I use some collagen. I use Immune a lot when I travel. Like I just took 4 today. My wife said, "You're going to see a lot of people." Okay, I take 4. Okay. So I love the vitality. I don't take a nap like Nilbert used to. Eternal is great. I love the taste and also Purify, right? Especially when you travel on airline food. Yeah, okay. You're all congested after you get off the plane, right? Okay. So for me, let me tell you, I probably spend, for me and my family, I have money. So it's a little different. I just spend whatever I need, right? And I don't need to, so I spend truthfully, about $1,500 for me and my whole family. Okay, now, you won't be doing that. You'll be doing, whatever product you want, and then just once a month, right? Unless you're a heavy user like me, okay? So, but what these are is, if somebody comes in the business builder pack for $1,360, the 400, if you sponsor them, you get the $245 plus 400 points right away. And then the purchaser gets, there's quite a few benefits. There's a couple benefits where you actually can make more money. You don't start at the bottom. For a short period of time, you can make more money. But also, you get to qualify to make all the different ways to make money for 3 months without having to repurchase for the next 3 months. Is that good? And the other one, the Pro Collection. So the sponsor makes $350 and also 740 points. And then the next 11 actually, it's kind of like months, but 4 weeks period, right? So 11 pay periods, the purchaser gets to qualify for that time. So it's almost like the whole year, right? So you know what happens? Besides a 30% discount, the purchaser actually gets to save a couple $100 in shipping because you all get shipped that upfront. So you don't have to get shipped every month. How many of you like saving a couple $100, right? So it's great. So that's it for the PIP. You can ask whoever, if you're new, whoever brought you to explain to you a little bit more, okay? Now, the third way to make money is one of the reasons why I'm in the business. Now, I already told you my background. I was in real estate. I was in the furniture business. And I was in the auction business. So I've been in sales all my life, right? And it's funny, when I first got into the industry, it's like, oh, is it one of those multi-level things? I go, what is that? So then I realized what they're talking about is if somebody sells something, multiple people upstream gets paid. Well, let's see, that's like my real estate business, that's like my furniture business, that's like the car business, that's any sales business. Does it make sense? So what's wrong with it? Right? I didn't really get it, but what I realized later was that it wasn't the way people got paid, it was how the people were. That was the problem. Sometimes you have all kinds of people in the business. That's what it was. Oh, I see. So while here, this is an amazing way to get paid, this structure. And what I realized is the deeper it goes, that you're paid to build a bigger team. Does that make sense? Right? So like I was talking with a friend of mine. Well, he's my Porsche salesperson, right? And I asked him, so how do you guys make money at Porsche? So, oh, we have two teams. I said, that's kind of like my business. Okay, so somebody sells a car, the salesperson gets paid, the supervisor, the manager, the general manager, plus the owner gets paid. That's 5 levels. I said, wow, okay. So it made it easy for him. So our business is very simple. All you're gonna build is just 2 teams, not 3, not 4, not 10, not 20, but 2. Okay. So anybody you sponsor goes into your team. All right. Now you do have a sponsor. Okay. So they will put you on one side of their team. Okay. So in this picture here, you're on the sponsor's left side. Okay, left team. All right. Now, so to get started in the business, you want to go and sponsor a couple of business builders, right? People interested in building the business. Now, if they're but also for our company, if you're a customer, you also go into organization. So actually, you're gonna make money, you're gonna get credit, you're gonna get those CV points from any time somebody buys something in your organization, no matter what country they're in. It can be crazy. There's a lot of people out there, right? They say there's more than 8 billion people in the world. Now, we just started with 15 markets, but I calculated, there's a couple of billion people right there, okay? So what's the possibility of finding people who want health in those couple of billion people? It's very likely, right? And what's the possibility of finding people who want to build a business within those couple of billion people? It's very likely. And what I realized, the old saying is, the 6 degrees of separation. Through 6 people, you will know some other person in the world, right? Well, nowadays, because of the internet, it's more like 3 to 4. That's it. It's not 6. There's only 3 to 4 separate degrees of separation. So as you go share with people, what's going to happen is, well, if they want to buy wholesale or brand ambassador, they can come into your organization. Okay. So for example, let's say Samson and Nilbert. Okay. Now so one on the left, one on the right, and you're qualified to make this commission. Now, anytime that me and Nilbert buy something, you get those points. Remember, right? So let's say, for example, I buy for sake of simplicity, the premium pack, which is the $600 is 300 points. So the computer puts 300 points on this side. And Nilbert comes in and buy another premium pack, and that's 300. Let's say I go and talk to Lance, okay? And Lance also buys a premium pack, which is $600, but 300 points. So total, I have 600 on the left, 300 on the right. Now what happened is the computer, they say, oh, they have 300, 600 points. That's the threshold when you get paid. Okay? Either you like it or not, you're gonna get paid. Is that okay? The computer is gonna go ka-ching. And then you're gonna see in your online electronic wallet, which we, 2 weeks in the rear, can direct deposit into your bank. You're gonna get paid $35. We call that one cycle. Cycle as in like the cycle. Okay? So now $35, is that a lot? No, it's not, right? But here's the kicker. Okay, when my friend Kim told me, hey, it doesn't matter how many people you have here, anytime to infinity, as long it's almost to infinity. I don't know, how far they can calculate, okay? But as long, it doesn't matter which country, so we call that global seamless. Any country can be below you, seamless, okay? and almost infinitely deep. Anybody in the world buy something, ka-ching, you get paid. 35, 35, 35, 35. Now, Dr. Bob, have you bought a product before?
Sure.
Okay. Vivi, have you bought a product before and used it? What about you, Ron? Okay. What about you, Kitty? Yeah? Okay. So they have. Now, have you bought the product? Yes. Have you used it yet? Not yet. Okay. So, but she bought the product. They bought the product. Now, how many on the second row have used the product? So you bought it, right? So just imagine if you were up here. 300, 600, 35. And then start going, right? Some people would just be customer. But then there'd be people like me, like 3 years ago, when you get in your 50s, you get the frozen shoulder, right? Before 3, I was in pain. Like I couldn't even lift my arm. It happened like at least once a month. It's terrible. Yeah, for 3 or 4 days. It was bad. And I used to play a lot of volleyball. So it really sucked, right? So I realized when we got the product in April of 2022, 23, I just started using it. A couple months later, it's like, well, that pain hasn't come back, right? I'm like, this is crazy. Like I can swing my arm again, right? If I can only jump, I can play volleyball again. And then I went to play basketball with my son, who's like way better than me now at 12 years old, right? I'm running around like, I feel like a 20 or 30-year-old, no stiffness. How many of you can identify with that? If you had no stiffness in your body, I was shocked, right? So I'm like, this is gonna be huge. It's just because that was the first time we actually got the product and start using it. So now, we're talking about hundreds and thousands of people have it. But instantly you get paid 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, 35. So that we call that like a cycle. So the other day we're having lunch, it cost me 1 cycle. That's what it was. Okay. All right, new currency. All right. Now, just stay active. You just buy 60 CD a month. That's it. This is like one Eternal, or maybe one Revive and one Immune. That's 60 CD. It is very little. Okay. So when people share, there are people, and also your sponsor, if they put you on the left side or the right side, they can also put people below you. We call that spillover. And when they buy stuff, the points go up the line too. That's how it works. So if this person buys 300, Lance gets 300, I get 300, you get 300, etc. So it can go infinitely deep. All right. Now you're thinking, okay, now that you sponsor 2, where do you put the third? Well, you can also, the third can only go at the bottom, right? Number 3, right? So for example, you need somebody on the right side, then you put that person under Nilbert. That's where your third person can go. They can only go on the bottom. So this is a very powerful business because how you're going to make money is not putting people in. It's about getting them started in their business. Okay? So, and they could bring in people that you don't know. All right. Now, the fourth way to get paid, I love it. Because this is another big reason why I'm in the business. And you heard Lance before. Lance said he loved to see people win. This business, by other people winning, you get paid. Is that good?
Yes.
The better they do, the better you do. Right? So the fourth way we call leadership matching bonus. Now, how many of you have referred a friend to a job? Did you get paid? No. Now, what if you refer a friend to a job, every time they get paid, you get paid a little bit? Would that be okay? Yeah. If they do really good at their job, the more they get paid, the more you get paid a little bit. Is that okay? It's okay, right? That's how it works. It's that simple. It's really that simple. Now, you have to qualify. You have to work your way up to the rank to get that, but it's not that hard. You just need to work, like Lance was saying, right? So everybody use sponsor. Like, let's say, for example, if I know Dr. Bob, right? So let's say Dr. Bob sponsors me into the business. I'm his level 1, okay? How many people can you sponsor in 3? As many as you want, okay? So now, I'm gonna go build a business with or without Dr. Bob, right? So every time though, I make 300, 600, right? Okay, I make $35. Dr. Bob has a chance to match that 20%. So what is 20% of $35? 7. Now it's not a lot, but what if, let's say a year down the road, 2 years down the road, and again, this is just for example, okay? If I'm making 10,000 a week in cycling in the team commission, and you have been my sponsor, what's 20% 10,000? 2,000. So the company would pay me, the team commission, 10,000, and the company would pay you 2,000. Would that be okay? That would be okay. Now, would you like me to work harder?
Yeah.
Lobster dinner.
Yeah.
Let's go. Okay, I work for food. Okay. All right. So now here's the thing. What if down the road, what if I'm doing 50,000? Okay, a week in cycling, a month in cycling. What was 20% of 50,000? 10,000 to you. Would that be okay? You're like, go Samson, go, right? Well, if you achieve something we call happy 10,
yeah.
If you have 10 people who are customer or brand ambassador that buy 60 points a month in product, okay? 10 people more. You are considered a happy 10. You got 10 happy people, right? Using product. Your level 1 goes up to 30% matching. Is that worth it to go, find some people to use the product or build a business? Yeah. If one of them goes out like me to go build a business, you look out, you start making serious money. There's many of me out there. There's many, okay? Now, the people I sponsor, you don't know, right? Maybe, you probably don't know. As I go help them, or we go help them build their business, every time they make the $35, you have a chance to match them 15%. Now, the people they sponsor, level 3, you have a chance to match them 10%. And the level 4 to level 7, you get the chance to match everyone 5%. So as you go further down, there are more people, right? And here's the thing, we might, in this business, it's just about sorting. It's like cards. How many cards in the deck? 52, right? So you're trying to flip through and find the aces. Does that make sense? It's funny, nowadays there's a secret, everything is online. I love to see, I follow some of the people and I guess the algorithm keep popping other ones out that's similar to them. And they talk about sales, they talk about motivation and et cetera, et cetera. And one person said something, I said, wow, it really makes sense. He said, in terms of if we talk about sales, right? Because in furniture or real estate, et cetera, you cannot train somebody to be a good salesperson. You have to find them. I said, that's so true. Because sometimes it's about personality, right? And sometimes it's about just life experience, right? Because the more you've experienced, the more perspective you can have. Does it make sense? So it's very interesting. So the matching bonus, in a way, well, you just got to go through a lot of people to find those few, right? And there are some people I said, 100% this is not for you. Not that I judge them, but the way they acted, they're so negative, it's not for you, trust me. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes, in the industry, say, oh, how can I convince my friend? I said, don't convince them. You know what happened after they come in? They're going to be using the product, or maybe not, and then you try to get them to do the business. After you convince them to come in, you still have to convince them to do the business. That's too much convincing. You don't have time. Does it make sense? Okay, so that's very important. You're gonna find people who are self-motivated, who, a lot of, I think Nilbert or Lance, Dr. Bob mentioned leaders, right? Well, leaders are only people who have people following them, right? So it says a lot. If you're not a leader, well, that means nobody's following you. But to lead is also different than managing. Managing is when you ask somebody to do something for your benefit. Leading is when you ask somebody to do something for mutual benefit. One of the people I read and follow and listen to, John Maxwell. He's written like tons of books on leadership. And he said, very simple. If you're not sure if you're a leader or not, trust me, you are. If you know the way, you go the way, and you show the way. It's that simple. And the first person you should lead is yourself. Okay? So you gotta lead yourself. You gotta go do what it takes. You gotta learn the business so you can be successful at this, and we'll be right here with you. The fifth way to make money is called Director's Pool. Director's Global Pool. So remember the points, right? When somebody buys something, the company takes 3% of that. So it's literally a percentage of sales from the whole company every week and pay to directors. Directors are really the people that are at the higher rank. They help build the company. So it's an extra reward. And then the last one is called Founders Pool. Now the Founders is not available anymore in the US, but it's 2% of CV the company also takes out. So moving forward, you have to work your way up to be a director and up to become a founder. Okay, still available to people who will work the way up. Okay, so the company wants to reward the people who help build the business. Are you guys doing okay? Okay, I'm gonna go just a few more minutes. Is that okay? Okay. So we do have a very good promotion right now that actually teaches you how to build a business. Would you like to know?
Yeah.
Because a lot of times, what I'm going to do is just briefly show you this. Okay, thank you, Ken. Please give a big hand for Ken. He helped set up the AV. Actually, it's many leaders here who helped out, so we're all volunteers. Okay. So in the business, I know somebody yelled out system. Oh, Cindy yelled out a system before. Well, a system is just how things are done. Every business has a system, unless you just work by yourself. Many years ago, I read Robert Kiyosaki, and he mentioned employees, self-employed, business owner, and investors. And I'm thinking, okay, I was in the furniture business, I worked there, so I'm self-employed, right? So what does that mean? That means I hire myself to work there. So what's the difference between that and a business owner? Business owner has a system that is working, and he can step away. The business is still going because of that system. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. So, we actually have a tool called the WOW book, the Welcome Orientation Workbook. And I just want to point out the very brief things that it does, which has been proven year after year after year after year. Okay, that is necessary. Those things are necessary to know and explore within yourself when you start a business, not this business, any business. So first thing is you need to know the basic information of the business, which the WOW book has. It tells you to write down the website, the phone numbers of the people in your team, your leaders that you can call when you have questions. Okay, and also the next thing is ask you to write down your why, your reasons for doing the business. That's very important. Jim Rohn, one of the most famous business philosophers I know across the board as an entrepreneur, he said, when the why is strong enough, the how is easy. When the why is strong enough, the how is easy. So when you want something bad enough, like my 2-year-old, right? It's like, I want, airplane, right? Lift me, hold me. I'm like, okay, I have to do it, right? Because he asked so much. That's persistence, right? Because he really wanted it, right? So when the why is strong enough, the how too is easy, right? So that's big part of having your own business. And remember about the E plus R equals O, event plus reaction equals O. There are people out there who did not hear what you heard. They have not seen what you have seen. It's okay if they are skeptical and negative. But if they're open, if they're open to changing something or adding something, just take a look. That's it. So Like I said, I'm like a sorting process, but your why and your goals are important. I tell my business partners, when you look at somebody's goal, then you kind of know what their expectation is of the business. Does it make sense? If somebody writes down the first month they want to make $10,000 a month, or they want to make $50,000 a month, right? Maybe 6 months, a year, 2 years, 3 years, then you kind of understand what's inside their head. Does that make sense? And here's the thing. To be a better business partner, you got to meet them where they are. Don't use your judgment. Okay, if you have not made, let's say they want to make 10,000 a month, okay, and you have not made that yet, you know what I would do? I would suggest get on the phone with a leader in your team who's making that kind of money, so they can explain, and from that perspective, make a plan for them how to make that money. Does that make sense? The worst thing is you go into a business, you don't have a plan, you don't know why you're doing it. It's just, oh, your friend passed you this product and you're doing it. Like you're gonna be done in a few after a few no's. You know what I'm saying? Right? So if you have a dream, you have a why, your goals are strong, and you need a plan. And that's how we are here to lead, whoever wants it, to teach you how to do that. Next, your network is very important. A lot of people say, oh, why do I have to talk to my people? Well, let me tell you something. In business, doesn't matter what business, you're actually building your own brand. Does that make sense? People come to you because you have credibility. You're the expert in what you do, right? But who knows? First, the people who trust you the most, the people that are around you. Now, if you build any brand, it doesn't matter in furniture, it doesn't matter in fashion, it doesn't matter in real estate. You have to have, the people closest to you who are your biggest supporter. Now, they do or not, it's okay. But at least you got to let them know, right? That's how it's done. You start with the core people, your most loyal followers. That's how it's done. And they will know other people that will want it, okay? That's actually how all brands are built, just so you know, okay? That's why celebrities, movie stars, singers, they have PR agents, right? And they're sending information to media who gets in touch with the most core followers, okay? So in our business, your network is very important. Look for people who will support you, who trust you. Remember I said about somebody stuttering and making money? You know why? I asked him, I can help you. You know what? Next Tuesday, I drive down to your area. It takes me 1 hour to drive there. And maybe you can invite people to maybe open to business. Just tell them, I'm a business owner and I'm looking for more people to get involved in my business. So that's all he said. But I don't know how exactly he said it, but that's how he talked, okay? And very slow. So I said, I can be down there. We can make the first appointment at 10 a.m. and then 11 at 12 and 1. So I get down there at 9:30. He's at the office already. Starbucks at the time. Starbucks had Wi-Fi. Okay, this is like years ago, right? So he's there at 9:30. I said, that's a good sign, Then I asked him, so how many people coming at 10 o'clock? He said, 4. I said, okay. What about 11? 2. What about 12? 1. What about 1 o'clock? 1. Okay, so we'll see, right? You know how, for those of you in the industry, right? So we'll see how many people show up. At 9:45, 4 people show up. I said, wow, hey, all 4 show up early, right? So we go sit there and talk. At the time, I had a little flip chart, before, PowerPoint, I had the flip chart, right? So after talking, like about 45 minutes, they all want to buy some product and do the business. So now, before the next appointment, at 10:45, 2 more people show up. Oh, we're almost done. Sit next to the next table. We'll be right there. So I'm like finishing up. I go over there, talk to them. They decide to join the business and buy product. And then at 12 o'clock, one person came. Same thing. At 1 o'clock, one person came. Same thing. I'm like, how did he invite all these people? This is a Tuesday, right? Like people not working or what? Right? Do you know what happened? So what I realized later through one of his friends was that, oh, Robert, he always helps out at church. He's the kindest guy. Everybody loves him, want to help him. They trust him. Always. He's always the last one to leave church. I said, wow. So this business is not really about what we say a lot of times. Does it make sense? It's all about trust. I said, wow. So that was a very powerful message, you know. So nowadays, when I call my friend and I want to see if they're open or not. But if they're not, well, if I cannot find what they need, what they're looking for, then I just don't say anything. You know, a lot of people say, I'm afraid to talk about the business. I say, why are you afraid? Because I don't know what to say. How about this? Why don't you talk to a bunch of people and don't tell them about the business? No, really. So many years ago, to break through my own, I decided one Thursday, I'm going to talk to 20 people in 1 hour. Because I never call people, I'm not somebody who go like ask for help. I'm not, because I was the boss, The boss never asked anybody for help, right? I was the boss for so many years, right? So it's a bad thing. Anyway, so 1 hour, I say, okay, I'm going to talk to 20 people. Okay, the most maybe 5 minutes. Okay, so I call, but I promised myself I'm not going to talk about the business. I figured if that's the thing I'm afraid, I'm going to take it outside. And I'm just going to talk, right? Just to connect, just to say hi. After the first 5 phone calls, I realized, my gosh, it's hard not to say it. Because when you talk to them, we're just like having the conversation. And they go, so what have you been up to? I said, I cannot tell you. It's a secret. Oh, by the way, I'll call you back. I gotta make this, and I have to do another phone call. Okay, when's a good time to call you back? That's how I overcame my fear of talking, like reaching out to people, just by talking. And you know what I realized? Business is about life. A lot of people say, "Oh, I want to talk about this product. I'm going to talk about making money." I said, "Don't do that yet. Just talk about life. See how they're doing. So, ask about their family. How's their job? Are they doing well? Are they getting the raise, or is it like chaos right now? Right? How are you dealing with the inflation out there? Right? Stuff like that. How's vacation? How's your parents? How are they healthy? Right? So just have a conversation. And many times you'll find out, listen, by asking certain questions, you will start to hear that, oh, you know what? They do need something extra. Maybe they need your help. So your position, you can remember these 5 words. How can I help you? So you're not begging somebody. You're at a high, posture, you're a little bit higher position. How can I help this person? If you go in with that conversation, you'll be much easier than just telling them about a product. Does it make sense? Yes. Okay, so that's how I do the business. Now, real quick with the promotion. Sorry. Okay. So we do have a fantastic promotion right now. It's called the Power of 3. Thank you. Okay. So this promotion, it ends May 4th. So all it does is first of all, the intention. Oops, little typo. I was up till like 1 a.m. Okay. The intention of the Power of 3 is to encourage building and duplication. Duplication, in a way, is like scaling up your business, having more people involved, and doing the right thing in the business. Building is finding new customers and business partners to increasing volume. Duplication is empowering your team to learn and do the same productive activities in the system. Okay? So the promotion is extra money. All right? So if you sponsor 3 people, they could be brand ambassador or customers, okay? And they buy more than 900 points of product. For example, like a premium pack, $600 is 300 points, right? So 3 people is 900 points. You're gonna make $100. And you can do that up to 3 times. Okay, so $300 extra dollar. How many excited about $300? Okay. Let me show you the other numbers in a minute, okay? Okay. So now, to duplicate, that means you gotta help 3 people to do the same thing you do. Is that simple? Okay, so you did the 3 people with 900 points or more, and you have 3 people do the same thing like you, and you make $300 extra. And you can repeat that 3 times for a total 900. Okay? But this is not the way I look at it. This is not how I look at the promotion. And I never talk about it like this, okay? Oh, thank you. So, So complete your core three, enroll 3 customer brand ambassador. I just talked about this, right? So here, let's see, is that pointed?
Yep.
Okay. So this is, for example, how much you're gonna make. You enroll 3 premium packs, for example, you earn $100 PIP, the product introduction bonus, right? That's 300. You earn the bonus from the promotion at 100. And you're gonna cycle, if you're somebody brand new, you're gonna put 1 person on one side, 2 on the other. The common side is the side you have with the sponsor. You're gonna make 400, another 35, 1 cycle, total $435, repeat 3 times, that's $1,305. Is that more exciting than $100? Yeah. So you do just the premium pack, okay? Now, if you're existing member, okay, and on one side, on the common side, or on one side you have a lot of points already, okay, and well, you're gonna put all the 3 people one side instead. You're gonna make $505 and total $1,515. Is that more exciting than $300? $100? Yes. Okay, hold on. Yeah, the number can get big. Now, there are some people who focus on builders, right? The people who want to, invest in their health and also have some extra product to rotate. Okay, premium pack, it's only one of each product, which is you don't have enough to share at all. So the pro collection, you can have products to share, and you're gonna make $350 each, so that's $1,050. You're gonna have a bonus of $100, and you're gonna cycle 2 times. So total earn is $1,220. Is that better than $435? That's a big difference, right? So it's all about how much people buy, And I tell people to buy the product that they need for their health, maybe for themselves and their spouse or the family, but also for the business in terms of, remember, rotating the product. If you sponsor somebody, let them borrow something first, they can give it back to you. Okay? So is that good? Achieve core 3, 36.95, you do that 3 times. But you actually cycle 7 times. The points work out. So if you use this for the core 3, you're gonna make 3,600 3 times. So if you put them all one side, you're gonna make 4,400. Is that good? Okay, it can be pretty big. If you're happy 10, okay, you also cycle. I did not put it on there. You cycle instead of 35, you cycle at $45. So it gets bigger, okay? Don't worry about it. You can just take a picture. I did the calculation for you. Okay? Don't worry. So now you're gonna help other people do the same thing as you. And you're gonna make that $300 extra. But how it looks is this. So when you complete your core 3 builder, that's 426. That's 1278 if you repeat that 3 times. Okay. Don't worry about it. I know some of you are videoing. Okay. But this, if you do the pro collection, you can earn $4,059 by helping 9 people duplicate that. Okay. So now after you complete yours, you continue to help your team to complete their core 3 and core 3 builder. Does that make sense? Because everybody on your team, you're going to receive the volume from them anyway. But also by helping other people, for example, do 3 premium packs, they make the $435 by helping them. Is that good? This is how we make money. We teach the idea, the strategy, and this is duplication or scalability. Now, there's some people in here who have been in the industry before. Duplication as in, okay, how can my team do the same thing as me, right? If they do the same thing, someday you can retire. Does that make sense, right? So you want to teach them everything that you know. Now, if I can download my brain to you through Neuralink, I would. No, maybe some of you know, right? No Neuralink. But if I can download all my experiences, 20 years experience, my knowledge and know-how, I wish I could. But that's why this is a continual education over time. Same thing, So the more you do, the better your team does. So at a lot of times people will need some hand-holding, some coaching. So we can understand, we need this. on the logic side. We need this to scale up our business. At the same time, though, this promotion helps people to create that habit of helping their team and teaching their team what to do. So this is actually creating not only the understanding, but the habit. Okay? That's what this is for. So this, it can get very big. Now, I just want you to see the big picture. Okay? If you become Core 3 and Core 3 builder, just from 7 level down, you're going to get a couple thousand people. All right? Now, if everybody, numbers of perfect people or not, if everybody just buys 60 points a month, you're going to cycle 218 times. That's $7,630. You have that many people buying a month. Okay? Now, some of those people will be building the business, they'll be sharing. Other people, they will be just consuming whatever they want. So if you're happy 10, you cycle $45, that's $9,800. And I just want to share this with you, just an idea. Now, maybe some of you are in here, you're saying, oh, this is a great opportunity. I can think of a few people who would be interested. How many are thinking that? Right? Now, you haven't even looked in your phone how many people you know, right? So I did a little talk with one of my teams, and I realized, you know what? And they actually went out and did a huge, huge push, and they did really well. So I asked them, if somebody's first joined in, do you think they can go share with people and maybe within a week sponsor 3 people? Doesn't matter what they buy, right? Now, because in a business, like the supermarket, the cash register is open 7 days a week. The internet is open 7 days a week, but are we operating 7 days a week? You see? So what if though we go out, and I told one of my teammates yesterday, connect with 10 people a day. Connect is in smiling, saying hi, maybe talking, exchanging stories, just connecting, 10 people a day. So we try to sign up 3 people a week. Okay, so let's do that in the first week. Now, the whole key is, remember the duplication? We want to help these 3 people make their money too, right? So let's say, hey, these 3 new people, let's give them the wow books. What's your why? Set the goals. Who do you know? Let's go talk to them. So let's help them sponsor 3 a week, which is 9, right? The second week. Let's help these 9 sponsor 3 in the third week. It's 27. Now, by this time, you have no time to just coffee to enroll 27, right? That's why you need a system. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we have webinars, and also those are recorded on the YouTube channel, so you can share them. Dr. Dan's video, your website, all those you can share, okay? Don't share too much, a little bit at a time, okay? So we have these 27, teach them how to do the business. The fourth week, they do 3, that's 81. But here's the thing, don't sponsor just 3 and stop, right? Because you're gonna make the minimum money. Who wants to make minimum money? Nobody. Yeah. So we encourage them, hey, try every week, sponsor 3. Why not? You think it's possible? Yes or no? Yeah, it's possible, right? Just 3. Sometimes I ask, do you think 2 is possible? Yeah, just stretch a little bit. Sponsor 3. Okay. So let's say we help, 3 sponsor another 3, right? They sponsor another 3. And the first 3 sponsor another 3 here. Does that make sense? Okay, now, and then the new person, besides sponsoring 3, also sponsor 3, and they sponsor 3, 3, 3. How many people you think is there? A lot. 228. Wow. Yeah. Now, yeah, because you did not stop at 3. If everybody just tried 3 a week, right? That's all, right? And you know what I said to the team? Do you want to see the business work, yes or no? Would you like to wait 1 year to see the business work, or would you like to do it in 1 month? So I told my team, go all out, just 1 month. They say it takes 21 days to create a habit. All out, just 1 month. Just focus 1 month and see what you can do. When they did that, a lot of people making money. We had this nurse retired, 76-year-old in Chicago. Her husband, had some health issue. He was in a nursing home. But God bless her, all her business partner, in her community, at her church, help her. But she went out to do it. In one of the promotion that we had when we launched the Visage, the skincare, last year, in 4 weeks, no income play whatsoever, but she was at
Wow.
76-year-old with the promotion money. I was shocked, but I was so happy. When you see somebody who's worked so hard and so deserving, right? And I'm sure it helped with expenses with the husband. So, sometimes this business can be a blessing in disguise to so many people. Don't forget, in a way, what you have, okay? Yeah. And the last thing just 5 minutes I want to talk about is that this business is global. And sometimes you don't know until you go see it. Okay. I've been doing this, I've been traveling for the industry, like international, since 2010. So, 14, 15 years traveling. And at the beginning, I don't know what to expect. But I'll tell you what to expect. Don't expect anything different than what's happening here. It's actually the same. It's just people. They're all looking for something, and people around the world, mostly, they still want just the same thing as you. At this time, I just want to bring up a good friend of mine because he traveled. He invested money. He traveled with us before he made any money to see the world with us on that trip. Please welcome Ronda Amigo from Sedona, Arizona. Can you share with us a few minutes, your trip last time?
Yes, absolutely.
And your background too.
Thank you, Samson. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I'm here because of my dear friend Katie, and this is part of what this is all about. I am an energetic practitioner that has been in the holistic field since I was 15 years old. I've been doing this for 45 years. I am always looking for something to complete the picture for people. And all of this is what this is. Because for me, I work day in and day out. Sometimes I'm working 60 hours a week. I love what I do beyond words. But I'm 61. I'm not going to want to work at this pace forever. I've got a son who's mildly autistic, and I have a wife. And I cannot keep working. I needed residual income. I've known it, and I've been looking for it for as long as I can remember. And I found drips and drabs here and there. But once I was introduced to this company a year and a half ago, I fell in love like that. And I fell in love with it because it had heart. It was about truly everything that I am with people. Loving of yourself, loving of whatever you consider family to be, and loving of your community. For me, my why is I want to see every single human being on this planet realize who they are, the true heart and soul of who they are. This company is the same way. And this is an opportunity for me to not only help them find their way of realizing their why, of taking care of those they love, but it's a way of changing the world 1 minute at a time, one conversation at a time. This, to me, was one of the greatest gifts I could have ever had because I love being with people. I was blessed to be invited to the Asian tour, and it was one of the most heart-opening experiences I've ever had. I met people that I fell in love with. I felt like they were my family the moment I started talking to them. They changed me. And that's what this does. It changes you. It truly does. It gives you an opportunity to tap into who you are and to be able to bring that to the world. And I thought I already had that. But once I started tapping into this, my God, did this make a difference for me. My dear friend Gary, who's a friend of Samson, introduced me to this. I got to meet Kim, and I now have my new family.
Amen.
And that's what this can be. So if this is something you're looking for, this is a platform to do it. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing. 12 hours from Sedona. Thank you so much. We started 3 for a reason. There's about 40 of us who were, multimillionaires from a previous platform, but we realized that world needs something else. So we found Daniel Piku to start this company. We were not good at managing any company. We were good at talking and sharing with people and doing motivational or self-development classes for other people to grow themselves and their business for their family. And so we decided to build this legacy company that's in the making. We did, last platform, we did 10 billion in 13 years. That's a big number. A lot of people's lives were changed financially and health-wise. But we're going to do it bigger this time and make this company last for decades and decades and decades. And that's why we got Dr. Dan. That's one of the reasons. I mean, it's solid. The science is solid. Next, we want to have people who have a servant leader heart. It's about serving others. At the end of the day, you can make all the money in the world, but what is the meaning of it? And most people, they struggle so much like I did before in my own businesses just to make ends meet. But life is much more than that. For most of the people I met, when they are doing that much better, where the money is not so tight anymore, they see the possibility of them helping other people. And maybe many of you already, regardless of money, in your organizations or community. But this is the reason why we have 3, is to build a movement to change this world, one person at a time. And we're looking for good people to get involved with us and do the same thing. This journey is going to be glorious, but there's no glory without battle. And battle is within ourselves and against whatever happened outside. But 3 is very pure. This is the kind of company we want to build moving forward. And you're going to see us all over the world in a very short time. Like I said, we already have offices in Utah, Hong Kong, Jakarta. We're opening Taiwan, Malaysia. Next target would be Thailand down the road. So this is a little glimpse, okay? We're just beginning. You're all welcome. If you're new, thank you for staying. And we'll be around to answer any more questions. I know you have questions, but we can answer it individually. Is that okay? No, you have a question? Okay.
Hi, my name is Melba. I'm an excited brand ambassador, and I'd love for all of you to join the Samson team. And I have 2 questions. You're launching in Taiwan, possibly coming up in Thailand. What is your future for Europe? And also the second question is massage, the serum, it beats out Estee Lauder, Lancome, all of them, okay? And my dentist swore, I've only seen you 1 year now, Melba. How come you're getting older, but you're looking younger? What are you doing? I said, oh, it must be that massage. Yeah, okay. No, I want to follow you. Okay, doctor, I'll let you know. Okay. Number 2 is massage. You have to have a cleanser. You did that. You have to have a toner. You did that. You have to have a serum. Did that. When's the moisturizer?
Okay. Thank you for your 2 questions. Okay. So anyway, thank you for asking. Just so you know, next month we have a huge convention in Hong Kong, which we're gonna launch our Visage 4th product. Okay. I'm not gonna tell you what it is. But if you know Dr. Dan, he only wants things that are novel, that are new, ingredients that have never been used before, that are has serious applications. Okay, so we're gonna launch that. I'm not gonna tell you what it is. Even if I tell you that you're gonna ask me to explain it, I won't be able to explain it. In terms of Europe, well, I was just in Europe last month. Okay, not for 3. But I think the potential there is tremendous. Europe now has changed since the last time I really worked it, probably 7, 8 years ago, and is so international. It is so international. I mean, forget the politics, but it is very international. So what I would say is build local and go global. Just have some patience, okay? Yeah. But we'll look into that down the road. I cannot promise when yet. Thank you so much. Mexico?
Yeah.
They're local.
It's coming.
Okay, yes. Actually, our new, yes, Philippines do, yes.
But it takes a
So-
lot of money to open up those countries.
It does take money,
does.
it takes millions of dollars in infrastructure to open each country, right? Okay?
So
So-
more people.
More people here automatically, the bigger your team here, the more people you will have in Mexico or other countries. That's how it worked. Okay, I mean, my last platform, I did build to 150 countries. So, and I was there at the very, very beginning. So I saw all those things happen. So it's just a process that takes time. We need to solidify all the markets where we're at. Then we can open more markets where the interest is. Okay, but it's coming. Our plan is go, the other way too. Okay. Okay. Thank you very much. So have a wonderful day. Have a good time. Thank you so much. Thank you.